JRPG history is filled with hidden gems that never got the attention they deserved. In this video, we're diving into forgotten JRPGs that deserve a second look. Games' unique combat systems, deep stories, and unforgettable worlds that slipped under the radar. Now, whether you missed them at launch or never heard of them, these underrated RPGs might be your next favourite. From lost PlayStation classics to obscure NES titles and PS2 treasures, we're uncovering JRPGs that deserve another look at. Now get ready to undiscover some hidden masterpieces. Now I want to know, have you heard of any of these before? Surely some of you will have, and let me know if you've played them. I want to hear them in the comments and what other ones may I have missed. If you do believe I deserve it, please leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell for more content. It's a small thing from you guys, but for me it's absolutely massive and I really appreciate it. If you want to support the show financially, you can do it at patreon.com/retro wars for $1 each month. You can get involved in the podcast, you can join the Smut Squad, which is the best community in the world, and you get your own weekly podcast called DLC. Right, let's get into it, shall we? 7 forgotten RPGs. Lufia 2, Rise of the Sinistrals on the SNES. Now this is widely regarded one of the best RPGs, but you'd never really hear about it unless you know about the genre. It has an engaging story with captivating plot and strong character development, including a mix of emotional moments where one character just walks away from the person she loves because she knows his heart's with another. Like, holy shit, that's pretty dark. It has emotional depth, and it tackles the themes of sacrifice, destiny, and the passing of time. The story's got a lot of emotional weight, particularly if you're in fans who really invest in the journeys. It has a combat system which is rewarding, with strategic death and tough enemies. Additionally, the game's like a little bit of a Zelda, adding a layer of variety with puzzles, and makes you want to get involved like, oh yeah, I've got a hook shot, that's cool, and bombs. Hang on, you've ripped this off Zelda, haven't you? But the puzzles are never good as Zelda. Sorry, they're not. The game's sprite-based graphics, they're okay, they'll be quite simple compared to today. It's still good fun to play, and the music is memorable. Actually, scrap that, the battle song itself just slaps and I never get bored of it. I can hear that all day long in my head and it's fine. Dot Hack series from PlayStation 2. Now, the Dot Hack, I'm just going to call it Hack, it's just easier. It blends futuristic tech with a heartfelt story, creating this deep, immersive online experience. Now, the Hack series is beloved, and you follow the adventures of Kite. It's a weird one where you have the real world and an online game where the characters are trapped in the digital world. And the cool thing is that the story actually continues to the next game. Now, you could transfer your save file to one of the 4 games, which is really good. Well, as in order, you've got to go from 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't just go 1 to 4, that's cheating because you forget all the rest of the plot. The series features relatable protagonists, and to be honest, I'd probably be a relatable protagonist because who want to be stuck in an online video game? And the cool thing is, once you get involved in this, you'll get stuck in the rabbit hole. That's the anime, the novels. Actually, the anime is absolutely awesome. Seriously, watch it. And then the last episode you find is just for the video games. It delves into some really deep questions about reality and identity and the consequences of living in the virtual world, resonating with modern concerns about technology, and let's be honest, that's where we're pretty much headed. Valkyrie Profile on the PlayStation 1. Now, Valkyrie Profile is considered an RPG classic, but I played this back on the PSP just because the artwork looked so goddamn cool. The game follows Lenneth, a Valkyrie tested recruiting fallen warriors for Ragnarok. The story's cool because there are multiple endings which what you choose. And let's be honest, you can even die if you kind of mess around. Yeah, that's one of the endings. You get ended. Gone. There's a turn-based system with real-time combo mechanics where each character's actually linked to a button. That's pretty cool, which allows for precise coordination. Now, unlike most RPGs, which kind of has like, you go from here to here to here to here, this is kind of you do what you want. You manage the time how you want because you want to pick the characters you want to find in that particular time frame. You got to get to it because otherwise you're going to get, as I said, offed. And players can freely explore the dungeons and decide which characters they want to go. Every warrior in the game has a fully developed backstories, which means their recruitful actually makes sense and is meaningful. And the character sprite work is mwah, chef's kiss. Now, I know there has been another game since, but I still think the original should get some love. I just want my original back. What's wrong with that? It could easily be transferred to the Nintendo Switch and I'd love it to death. Legend of Dragoon. Yes, I know this is not forgotten. This is not forgotten in the hearts of JRPG fans. I know that. But where's it been? Where's it been? And a lot of people who don't know JRPGs don't know about this game. It has a good story, surprising plot twists, and a very big, rich fantasy world. It was seen as like the answer to Final Fantasy. The battle system, called the Addition battle system, requires time button presses for powerful attacks, making turn-based combat seem really interactive. And the characters can transform in Dragoons. Dragoon, for Christ's sake, how cool's that? All the characters are well developed, it has a really good story, stunning backgrounds, even by today's standards. And also, the music fits the game to a T. For many, it's a classic that embodies that JRPG era. As I said, I know you guys are probably like, I know it's not been forgotten. Well, it has, because when do we see it? We don't. We've not had a remake. We need a remake. Bring one out now. And before anyone comes at me, I know we got a re-release on digital with quick saves and all that. That is not what we want. Come on, you know we want more than that. We want a better version, we want a HD version, we want it completely to be absolutely the most beautiful game in the world. Give us a remake, give us something, not what we got, give us something better. Okay, you know I'm talking truth. Tales of Eternia. This has a linear motion battle system allowing for real-time side-scrolling with fluid combos, and this makes it way more action-based than traditional turn-based RPGs. It's a fantasy adventure with two parallel worlds, and makes it a compelling tale of stopping, of course, in apocalyptic events. You follow Reed, Farah and Meredy and the rest of the cast and have great personalities with humour and emotional depth, and that's all you want from a good story. The game's got beautiful 2D sprite art with hand-drawn environments which allow for expressive character animations that have aged really well. There is so much to do with a big overworld travel, mini-games, and even a cooking system. This means you've got plenty to do aside from the main story. Tales from Eternia is one of the best entries in the Tales series in the early era, with a balance of action, adventure, and really heartfelt storytelling. And with more Tales games now getting a re-release, that maybe we could get this one in the future. Wild Arms. Whoever thought this would work? It's a Wild Western of fantasy, so not that traditional medieval or sci-fi RPG. Like, who thought this would be the best idea for a backdrop? Either way, I don't care, it's cool. You follow the three protagonists, Rudy, Jack and Cecilia, with their own personalities and emotional backstories, and it's a very character-driven narrative. We have Zelda-like puzzles, requiring tools to solve environmental challenges, which makes exploration more interactive. It combines traditional turn-based battles with unique abilities like Rudy's arms, and force abilities for strategic depth, which is pretty cool. It has a mixture of 2D and 3D graphics, so the 2D when you're running around, and then goes into like a chibi 3D style when you go into battle, and they look so goddamn cute. I just want to put them all on my shelf. The vast world is huge, filled with hidden secrets and side quests, which gives you, again, more fun to do apart from the main story. Like, Wild Arms has had several games, but we've not heard anything for a while, so maybe it's time to go back to the original. And finally, Phantasy Star. Phantasy Star was groundbreaking when it came out for the Master System in 1987. And it was one of those first school RPGs, and it was kind of pioneering the game and set the standard for future RPGs as we know. Unlike the medieval setting, that was gone, and it was all about space travel, futuristic tech and mythical elements. It offered like a 3D pseudo-crawling, which looked very cool. Like, don't get me wrong, the graphics were amazing on the Master System, although you're going to spend a lot of time in there because good luck doing that without a map. It was one of the first RPGs to feature a female protagonist in Alice, I've always pronounced this incorrectly, where she's seeking revenge against an oppressive ruler while gathering a memorable party. Ooh, it's like Star Wars. And you can actually travel between different planets. Again, it helps make the world feel unique. Well, I say the universe feel unique with the different planets. And the battles are difficult. They're hard. And even if you win, you can get a treasure chest, and then the treasure chest could kill you. Everything could hurt you in this game. It has great sprite work, which was miles ahead of Final Fantasy back in the day, detailed enemy designs, and a memorable soundtrack that'll keep you going. Although one of your party is a goddamn cat. Why is a goddamn cat? And why can the cat talk? Don't come at me with your sci-fi bollocks, I don't care. Seriously, screw that cat. Also, screw that cat for the ending. I hate the fact he does the thing he does for the story and then decides, fuck it. I was liking what I was, I'll go back to... No, stay what you were! Stupid cat. Overall, Phantasy Star was a technical and narrative marvel for its time, and it laid the foundation for sci-fi JRPGs and remains a classic even several decades later. Phantasy Star 1 did get a remake, but it was a Japan only, which absolutely sucked. And I know we still get Phantasy Star games now, but it's not like the original core series of 1 to 4, and I really think it'd be cool if Sega went back to these and had another look. And that's it. That is my list of forgotten JRPGs. You might say they're not forgotten, I'll say they are forgotten. But let me know in the comments whether I'm right, and also let me know of ones I should be covering in the future. And as I said at the beginning, if you want to help support the show, please hit that like, subscribe and notification buttons. It really helps. So come join us at the weekly podcast where we've recently just covered Pikmin for the GameCube. Or you can also come and get more involved at patreon.com/RetroWars. Until then, I'll see you next time. My name's been Danny. Bye-bye.